Marines, or Adeptus Astartes, are the Emperor's protectors of the galaxy. In this video, we're going to show you how to paint a Space Marine intercessor in the colour scheme of the f***ing Ultramarines. Now, to prepare our miniatures for painting, we've undercoated our intercessor in unbranded blue spray. Once your miniature is dry, paint the entire thing again with a base coat of an unrecognisably different blue. It's time to start painting our coloured details. We're going to use a very specific shade of black for the joints in between our Space Marine's armour. Then we're going to use some generic silver colour for the metal parts of our miniature. For this, we're going to use a big small brush. When painting base layers, it's always a good idea to add a little water to thin out the paint to help it go on nice and smooth. These details are quite small, so it's important to be as neat as you can, but don't worry if you do make a mistake. You can always go back and correct it with your unrecognisably different blue if you need to. Let's move on to the next area of the miniature. For the Imperialis on your Space Marine's chest, you'll want to use gold. Start by shaking the bottle vigorously for 10 to 20 minutes, and then use a small brush to carefully apply the paint. Don't worry if you do make a mistake, you can always go back and correct it. Now it's time to add some shade to those areas by adding some liquefied banknotes over the top. For this, we're going to use our other big brush. Apply a thin coat to the entire miniature, being sure that the shade doesn't pool in any recesses. Finally, you'll want to pick out some key details like the trim on your intercessor's shoulder pads, backpacks and eyes. Use your small but still big brush for this. Again, be as neat as possible. And there we go! With that, our f***ing Ultramarine is almost ready for the battlefield. There is only one thing left to do, of course, and that's to add a textured base to the miniature. Be careful when applying the glue to your base to avoid getting any of the basing material on your miniature.